you're a projector who's ever felt like you're trying to do all the right things as a human being, but somehow in your relationships, you're not being well received. Maybe people aren't as warm as they could be, or you just feel a little bit like an outsider, like you don't quite fit in, or people don't quite know how to take you. Maybe you've seen in human design forums things like projectors being called annoying or repelling, and you're like, oh man, like, is there something wrong with me? Like, how do I interact with other people so I don't have these labels thrown at me? Then this video is for you. Now, I'm going to do this video in two parts. There's two main things here. There's what are your actions that are contributing to this dynamic, and when are the issues that you're seeing actually the other person's issues. They're their other person's problem. And it's really helpful to be able to identify which one is at play here. Now, if you're really new to human design, the first half of this video is going to be the most important because we're going to talk about the things that you might be doing that you don't realize are contributing to this dynamic. And they're the most important foundational things to really grasp as a projector who is new to human design. Now, if you have been playing with human design for a while and you've got the strategy nailed, you know how to wait for the invitation and recognition, and you know what that feels like in your body, and you're pretty good at it, the first half will be a useful reminder, and then the second part is we're going to dive deeper. So, if we haven't met before, I'm Carolyn Southwell. I'm a 2/4 emotional projector. I have been playing with human design for about 11 and a half years at the point where, as I record this, and I've spent more than 40 years doing varying degrees of annoying the heck out of people and not understanding why my relationships didn't work the way I had been taught to do relationships by all of the generators around me. So, I want to start by telling you a story about when I was at a human design event a couple of years ago. And I was seated at a table where we were doing an exercise to like write out some of the traits or the keynotes, the words that came to mind when we thought about each human design type. Now, I was seated next to a projector who was one of the speakers at the event, and I had watched this woman demonstrate this like great level of alignment and embodiment, and I was like, oh, look, here's another role model for me to see how I can do this even better. And what was hilarious to me and like surprising in a good way was when one of the words that she offered for projectors was the word annoying. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. We can be really annoying. Now, side note, every person, if they don't follow their human design strategy for their human design type, is annoying. So it's not just projectors, it's all of us who are like playing out not self behaviors. As in, we're not being ourselves, we're trying to be something we're not. Then we are really annoying. But let's zero in on the projector experience. So I remember sitting there thinking, that's one of the coolest things I've heard in this whole conference. Like, this is great. Now, what I discovered later is that somebody heard the same thing, another projector, and they were livid. They were so angry that as a projector, like projectors had been called annoying. Now, to me, that's a fascinating opportunity for internal questioning, internal like reflection of like, well, why does this bother me so much? But I want you to know that if you are a projector who gets triggered by the word annoying, it means that there is a really great opportunity for you to look at what am I doing that would cause somebody else to call me annoying. So we are annoying when we try to get attention in all the wrong ways, when we try to get attention when it's not correct for us to do so. And part of that is like speaking when it's not the right time to speak, when we are trying to give guidance or share insights, or even like ask the really probing questions that we like to ask. When we're trying to get up all in someone's stuff and they don't want us there, that feels like annoying isn't even a strong enough word. Like, it's really confronting. It's really extremely uncomfortable for the other person, and we shouldn't be doing it. So if that's you, if you know that you are still struggling to wait for the invitation, and by the way, like, it took me years to get better and better at this. So if you have been playing with human design already for a chunk of time and you're still struggling to find this, if you haven't binged your way through some of the other projector videos on this channel, I highly recommend you do. And I actually want to encourage you, if that's the case, if that's your situation, to actually skip the rest of this video. Now, why would I say that? Because it like jeopardizes my watch time here on YouTube. That's because the whole reason I'm on YouTube is to help you to live more true to your design. And I'm always going to prioritize what is in your best interest rather than maximizing all my analytics here on the channel. Now, if you do want to help the channel grow, you can do this free, cheap, easy thing, which is just hit the like button below this video and then it'll get shared with more people. Now, the projector playlist is here. So if you need that one, go and binge that and I'll see you in another video. But if you are already quite good at following your strategy as a human design projector, then let's go a bit deeper with this. So after those human design events, I wrote a newsletter to my email list. There's a link in the video description if you're not on that list. And I was sharing like my insights and my realizations from like this whole difference in experiences around being an annoying projector and, you know, how different I felt versus, you know, this other person who was like so angry and so triggered by the experience. And one of the women who really appreciates my work and has been following my work for a long time, very bravely and lovingly pushed back on that email, and in a long reply shared how it landed for her. And I loved it so much, I asked her if I could share that with you. So with her permission, I'm actually going to read you a section of this because it was gold. And then we're going to build from there. So she said, my own experience is that it's not so much annoying that is the word, but rather that some people are repelled by my energy. Even if I'm quiet, still, and non-engaging, as if I annoy them just for being present, for being me, which is completely unfair because I don't give off that vibe to them. And actually, I'm rather welcoming as a fourth line. I've observed this with other projectors too. It's as if some people cannot take the frequency that projectors emit. I sometimes feel a vibe that the ones that repel me from the get-go, like from the very beginning, are often the ones that are kind of boxed in, hiding from themselves. It's as if there's an unconscious part of them that knows that a projector can look right in and see it all. Newsflash, if you don't know that that's what we can do as projectors, we can see very deeply into each person at a time. Okay, back to this reply. And so they repel automatically, protecting themselves, which honestly, from the outside, just comes off as either rude, self-absorbing, or off-putting to me. I find it impolite and hurtful for others to behave this way. I think everyone is entitled to be treated with kindness, no matter the type. Now, what was really interesting is as I was thinking about like how to present this very sort of complex topic that I wanted to look at from multiple angles, I had a projector friend message me and she wanted my insights from a human design perspective about something that was happening in her own life. And she mentioned that she noticed this pattern of friends and even some family members who would withdraw from her without explanation, and then it felt really hurtful for her. And she's like, is there something about like being a projector that makes this happen? Like, I don't understand and it freaking hurts. Like, help. And so what I'm going to say to you is the same thing that I said to her, but I'm going to frame it as 3 key points for you to think about. So, number 1, recognize when this is happening, when this dynamic is happening with people, and step back. If you can see this situation as this thing is happening and it's not right or wrong or good or bad, it just is, it will make it easier for you to be able to go, oh, wow, that thing is happening again. Okay, I'm going to step back and I'm going to realize these are not the right people. This is not the right situation. This is not the right environment. I'm going to step back and actually like give myself the opportunity to put myself somewhere else, right? If you're in a situation where people are like not including you, not delighted that you're there, it is a waste of your precious time and energy and gifts and life. So step back and then let's look at number 2, which is tend to your hurting heart. Now, you might notice when you step back that actually the first thing you're feeling is fucking angry. Maybe you feel frustrated. Maybe you feel bitter. Maybe you feel like you feel you have a sense of powerlessness. You might have any number of other emotional experiences other than hurt or sad or like a sense of loneliness. I want to encourage you to meet whatever you are feeling. Meet the part of you that's feeling all the things and tend to them. Now, this is why I like tapping. There's links in the video description, or you can go to carolasouthwell.com/coaching to see coaching options. And I can teach you about my version of trauma-informed tapping as a way to meet the emotions. But it doesn't matter how you do it. What matters is that you do it, that you meet the part of you that feels fucking angry, or you meet the part of you that's like, man, I freaking tried everything. This is so frustrating. Like, how come I can't get this right? Or how come this keeps happening? So, meeting the part of you that feels that way, and what's going to happen is underneath, you're going to find some hurt. And if you can tend to the part of you that feels like, he or she, they is hurting, you can like really make a significant change, shift to this pattern, which leads us to number 3. Once you feel more grounded, centered, calm, not like numb, not like you've distracted yourself, but you've actually felt your freaking feelings. And you're like, ah, okay, now what? Like, now what do I do? You do the thing that feels good. What would feel good to you? Is it to like pour yourself into your own work? Is it to go and tickle your children? Is it to go for a walk on the beach? Like, what do you need to do in order for you to feel really good? Because what will happen is you'll bring up your vibrational state to something that feels lighter and happier and healthier and all the things. And from that vibrational state, you are far more likely to attract people who want you, who recognize and value and invite you into things and are delighted when you ask deep, probing, vulnerable questions because they have just been waiting for you to show up so that they can be deeply seen, so they can be empowered or supported or have you share your ideas that make such a difference to their life. Your role as a projector, our role as projectors, is to find success in guiding people. And if you're over here, like waiting and wishing and hoping that this group of people, this person or this group of people would ask for your guidance and they're not, you're missing out on the people over here who are already waiting for you. I mean it, literally. There are people over here who are already waiting for you. So you need to remove yourself from the places where you're not seen and heard and recognized and valued and tend to you so that then these people can find you. These people can invite you and you can gain that success that you are longing for by being in the right place with the right people, doing the thing that only you can do. So I'd love to know, how did this video land for you? Tell me in the comments, what was the one thing that jumped out at you? Or do you have further questions about this topic? I'm happy to explore it in future videos. Bye for now.